What up, everybody? Hungry and Hungover here, and today is March 28th. It is also the 18th day in the month-long challenge where I review random shit and play Solitaire, and today I'm going to be discussing the first episode of the second season of the UK show, The Inbetweeners. Now, I already reviewed the entire first season, and so let's talk about it. Also, historical fact for today. In 1972, Wilt Chamberlain played his last pro basketball game, and famous birthdays, Vince Vaughn. So let's talk about this episode. So the episode begins, and Will, Jay, Simon, and Neil are all going on a field trip, and on the bus ride there, we're introduced to pretty much all the main characters from last time, and not a lot has changed. Simon is still super in love with Carly, and she doesn't give a flying fuck about him. And then, of course, Donovan shows up and kicks the boys out of the back seat, so he's still an asshole.
Move. Why should we move? Do you want me to give you a reason? Well, I'm not leaving without one. Seats, and there's nobody outside. Good point. Oh, fuck, where are we gonna...
Neil is still the happy-go-lucky one of the bunch.
Alright, everyone! Watch this!
And Jay is, well, Jay. On the bus ride there, Will sits next to the new girl, Lauren, and he was the new guy in the first season, and now he's introducing himself to her, and they're hitting it off, and the other three can't help but notice.
Wait a minute, who's SpongeBob Shitty's Pants talking to?
Oh, she's fit!
So when the bus finally arrives at their hotel, Will and Lauren are having lunch with Simon, and Will clearly likes her, and he's so cringy this episode, but the problem is Lauren has a thing for Simon now. And Will he sees them interacting, and Simon's making her laugh and blush, and he tries to impress her with a Yoda impression.
Feisty one you are!
What?
Feisty one you are!
Why are you talking like that?
And as cringy as that was, apparently he did that on the bus, but it was off camera, and Lauren roasts him in like the nicest way possible, but it's still another roast on Will.
Oh, was that what that was? Oh, good. I thought you might, have a problem. Or Asperger's, maybe?
Wrong again!
Have you ever been tested for anything?
So later that night, there's a side plot in this episode where a teacher is like in love with Neil, and he ends up giving him like a bottle of vodka. So they all decide to go to a party because Lauren brought it up. And of course, Donovan was hosting, so as expected.
What's that you brought for me?
Well, it's Neil's vodka. We thought we could maybe come in and join the party.
Thank you, wankers.
So after Donovan steals their vodka, Jay and Neil split, and then Lauren asks Simon if he'll walk her back to her room. And Will really can't take a hint in this episode, and he's super jealous, and this is the beginning of it. He ends up literally following them back as they're supposed to be going on their own. And oh god, there's like a literally 2-minute long scene where Will doesn't mind if she tells Simon how she's really feeling, and she's totally honest with Simon, and they end up hugging in front of Will. Oh god, this scene was so cringe. I feel so bad for Will this episode. But also Neil. I mentioned that there's a side plot where a teacher's in love with him, and he sneaks into the boys' room at night to give Neil a foot massage or something. And thank God for Mr. Gilbert, because he gets Neil out of that situation, and then the boys reminisce about what just happened.
Was that a dream, or did that just happen?
That was your wet dream.
No, it wasn't.
He rubbed my legs.
Well, that's what you get for leading on pedos, you slut.
So the next day, just Simon's luck. Like, this makes no sense at all. But Carly is super jealous that he's been hanging around with Lauren a bunch now, and she literally asks if Simon wants to hang out. And Simon, being a total tool and obviously still obsessed with Carly, agrees to go out with her. And Will, oh my god, Will in this scene is actually pretty funny this episode. But he basically tells Carly that Simon can't hang out because he's going out with Lauren. He's spiteful right now. And after she leaves, Simon tells Will if he can talk to Lauren to let her down easily because he's too afraid to do it. And this is what Will says to Lauren.
Will you talk to Lauren then?
Of course. I'll let her down gently for you, mate. He's going out with somebody else and he couldn't tell you to your face. He's a twat.
And then Will asks her if she wants to go on a boat ride later. And that brings us to the pretty epic ending of this episode. But another side plot, earlier in the episode, actually in the beginning before they got in the bus, Jay brought up an urban legend. Of course, it's another lie, but here it is.
There's this sexy housewife down there, and every year she fucks one bloke from our school.
How can you possibly know that?
And besides getting smacked in the face earlier in the episode when he thought he did find her, right now he's convinced that he actually did.
How's the sex search going?
Jay thinks it's her.
You must be joking. She's ancient.
No, if she put on a bit of fake tan and slipped into some sexy undies, I'd definitely give it a go.
And then he finally does approach her, and yeah, it's extremely, extremely uncomfortable.
Are you the woman who sucks schoolboys off?
Sorry?
Can you suck me off?
But now that leads us down to the end of the episode, and this is one of the best endings of an Inbetweeners episode ever. I can't show it in its entirety, so just please go watch the whole thing. But anyways, the boys find Will at a boat, and Lauren hasn't shown up yet, and they peer pressure him into giving them a nice little cruise.
Come on, don't be a dick.
No. Oh, go on. I love boats. I used to go fishing with my dad.
Fisting.
Fishing.
Yeah, this last scene is just it's so brilliantly written, like the comedy, the pacing, everything, and it's like classic Inbetweeners fashion. I brought this up the whole first season, you know, when it just keeps escalating and escalating. For example, Simon, he pretty much did that Titanic thing when he stands at the front of the boat, and of course...
I knew this was going to happen! I'm turning this around and taking us back! Oh, fuck! Oh, God! Oh, no!
Simon thinks he's getting hypothermia.
I'm really cold. Like, to my bones.
The banter between Jay and Will is hilarious this whole time.
I knew it.
What?
You've been waiting for this. I knew you were bent for him.
It's basic first aid. I was in the Scouts when we did this.
Yeah, I bet that's not all you did in the Scouts.
No.
The scene escalates even more when, of course, the motor doesn't start, and earlier Neil threw out a fishing line and that got tangled in the motor, and then a fish flies onto the boat, and Jay freaks out over fish apparently and launches a fucking flare.
Fuck that! We're in serious trouble here.
What? Oh, what? That's only for emergencies! For emergencies!
Jay continues to freak out just about the fish, and I love that he's like not even worried about Simon right now. And poor Neil too. This scene's great.
What if it's a shark?
It's not a shark, Jay!
Get it out, Neil!
I better kill it. It's the kindest thing to do. It won't survive back in the sea now.
And this is Neil's solution. So eventually the boys get pulled back into shore by the police and in front of everybody in their class, and this was just a perfect episode to kick off a season of the Inbetweeners. Absolutely love this episode, and I'm gonna win this game right now. Oh god, the relationship between Simon and Will was tested, the comedy, like the show starts to level up here, and I'll be reviewing episode 2 tomorrow. So subscribe, stay safe out there, peace.